What is good, Council of Comics? It is April 14th, 2024. It's 5 o'clock. It's time for film and box office news. We're doing Austin Powers Gold Member today. I am a sexy beast. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Pure gold!
What about diamonds?
And platinum.
Don't forget opium.
Also smoked salmon.
It's good, Council of Comics. Like Phil said, welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live Podcast, episode number 82 for this April 14th, 2024. We got a lot to talk about. We got some X-Men 97 and, of course, our film of the week, Goldmember.
A what? A smoke and a pancake. You know, flapjack and a cigarette? All right. Cigar and a waffle? No. Pipe and a crepe?
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News Live Podcast, where every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, we go over all the film and box office news, what's been on the TV, the boob tubes, and we review our favorite movie of the week. As always, please like and subscribe if you have not done so yet. And as always, our loyal council, Cliff, Phil, Green Shirt Guy, C. Bizzle, and Papa Wheelie, how are you today?
Making it.
All right, we're all okay. We're here.
We're here. Yeah.
We're all hurting in one way or another, Council of Comics, but we are here, and I'm excited to be here because I love the show, and I love to talk about film, box office news. We got a lot to talk about. We got some things to update you about, but we'll do that later on at the end of the show. First things first, as we always do. Young at Heart Foundation. This is an organization run by our good friend Mike. Faith, trust, belief is their motto out in California. They do great things for kids waiting medical procedures out in California. There are a couple ways that you can help with this organization. You can become a donor by hitting this button right here, register to become a donor. More than 100,000 people are waiting for a life-saving transplant. You can help them by registering as an organ donor today with Donut at Life America. The second way you can help is to sponsor a Hope Kit. It's 100% tax deductible. All the funds go into a pile where they separate and make these nice little gift boxes for the kids where they put toys, comics, everything in there for them. It's great things. If you want to do that or you want to help Mike in another way, give him a call at 323-396-9998 or email him at info@youngatheartfoundation.com. Alternatives. Let me get this out of here. This is our home away from home, and our little chat right there. It's located in Hyde Park, New York. It's run by our good friend Anthony. They have what is going on here? All right. They specialize in comics, cars, and toys. They offer the Hudson Valley's best selection of comic books. And if you want to start a pull list of comic books, no matter where you are in the United States, you can get 10% off your comic books. How are you going to do that? You're going to give Anthony a call at 845-233-4234 or email him at alterniverse2@aol.com. The website is alterniverse.net, and he'll hook you up with all that stuff. They also do card tournaments on the weekends, Lorcana, Pokemon, Magic. Give him a call. He'll give you the schedule for that. Our YouTube channel. After a nice little lull of not getting anything, we got like 6 subscribers these past couple days, which is pretty good. So we're up to 827 on our march to 1,000. We got a lot of videos. New comic book day, the last one's up. We also have an announcement that we'll also do at the end of this show about New Comic Book Day live. Yes, you're like, what? Live? Yes, it's going to be a change for a little bit, but it's still going to be phenomenal. So please hit that subscribe button. Tons of videos on the channel. We also have Cliff on Comics. Cliff, you have anything to say about your channel?
I'm there. I got
random stuff. I gotta come up with something a little more regular, and that also is not taxing because I don't know what to do lately. You know, last Thursday of the month, I will do another episode of Cliff's Crisis Quest. And as usual, you can find me here at the Council of Comics, random stuff on my channel. Derv's Sesh at 6 on Sundays, Tony's Comicverse Saturdays at 7 p.m. And half that stuff I stream to my channel too, so that's fun.
Excellent. Please make sure you are subscribed to Cliff on Comics. We also got C Bizzle in the house, couching and slouching with C Bizzle. Let them know what your channel's about, C Bizzle.
So it's about unboxing. I got this huge AOK that I can go through. This box is 12 pounds. There's gonna be a video coming soon with that, and more stuff. I love talking about comic books. I love the comic book community and the people that's in it. So my channel is going to be reflective of that. So I hope you guys go to my channel and enjoy it as much as I love putting these videos out.
For real. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Blowing up real quick. Go subscribe to Couching and Slouching with C Bizzle. Let's see who's in the comments. Our loyal fans. Meatwad number 1. Thank you for joining us tonight. Phil's Treehouse, thank you for joining us tonight. S Vaughn 82, what up, homie? Thank you for joining us tonight. Christina Payne, thank you for joining us tonight. DB and Chill, thank you for joining us tonight. Trev the Shipping Guru, what up, Trev? Thank you for joining us tonight. J Margolis is in the house, a winner of a past duck. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Well, shout out
to that's hilarious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's film and box office news. We got some things to talk about. I want to get right into it. Because my God, there has not been something like this in television and animation.
When's the last time a TV show traumatized America so good?
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Just because it didn't traumatize you, don't because it didn't traumatize you.
It's all right. It's not going to please everybody. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Let's say 80%. 80% got caught up in it.
Yeah.
X-Men 97, season 1, episode 5. Remember it. Here's my little spiel about it. And I remember seeing the title, didn't think nothing of it. Didn't think nothing of the title until this. Oh my God. When he said Gambit's the name. Remember
that was badass, right? Like that was a badass moment.
My whole emotional thing was like, this is the greatest thing I've seen in so long. Let's talk about it. Who wants to go?
All right, I'll go first.
The minute I read the title of the episode, I knew it was trouble.
I thought it was like, you know what? This was the episode. I thought it looked least like X-Men 93 or whatever.
100%.
Like I thought this looked the least and more like this is its own X-Men show. And it kind of, I feel like this might have been the show that this is the show it comes into its own, where we needed like 4 little episodes to get us to here. This is the show now. It looks like this is the one that it came into its own. I don't think we would have gotten like this at 11:30 in the morning on Saturday morning. Like there's no way, right?
No, not at all.
The other thing is though, is I said how like, you know, the DC animated universe kind of grew with us. This did it in like a half hour, where DC did it all through. Like Batman has just always been there since like the 90s. So this did it, and it kind of did it, and it did it well. So it was a great episode. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, there's anybody else? I got so much to say, but anybody else got anything to say about this?
I like Nightcrawler. I like seeing Nightcrawler.
I do not have Disney Plus, but God dog it, I've seen the clip. I've seen every clip. I don't even need to have Disney Plus to watch this anymore.
I like seeing Nightcrawler. I thought the stuff with with Rogue and Magneto was interesting, and that whole dynamic. But I'm not getting into the show. I'm trying. It's not doing it for me. And I'm sure, obviously, I'm the outlier, but you know,
that's fine though. It's not going to please everybody.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's well done. I just don't care. Is that I don't know why. I just don't know.
But what did you didn't feel anything in those last like 5-10 minutes?
Because I know he's not dead.
Oh no, baby, he's dead.
Oh,
No,
he's
he's not.
dead now.
He may come back, but he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead right now.
Yeah,
he may come back, but he's
For
dead.
what? An
Listen.
episode, maybe 2.
All right. Is he
No,
dead like
might
Might
Jason
be dead the whole
Todd?
season.
Or is he dead like,
Like
Miss
Uncle
Marvel?
Ben. He's not
Well-
dead like Uncle Ben. Let's all.
Yeah.
Let's all.
No, listen. He's at least dead like Miss Marvel.
He
right?
might not. I don't even think he's dead like Bucky.
Well, dead like Bucky's pretty harsh because
Well,
that was 40 years.
He's dead. He's dead in the
He's
sense
dead.
that he is
he's-
dead. He may come
he's
back
dead like
later
Moore.
through a cable going time travel. and
Absolutely not.
stopping
I
a
think
from
that would
from it
be
happening.
the best case scenario. The best case scenario is Apocalypse snags his corpse to make him dead.
death. Yes.
Right? The worst case scenario
Yep.
as a viewer would be for Cable to succeed because it would take everything away from this, right? Because the whole point of us getting caught up in the moment where they just started digging the knife into us is that Madeline spots her son, which is Cable, right?
Yeah.
And that's immediately when the feel started taking me. And when he looks so desperate, like he cannot stop this, right? And we see the Watcher. Previously, so we know this event is special. Watchers don't just look at nothing, right?
Mhm.
So that is so much happening there. When he goes, "I'm sorry, Mom," and the explosion happens, like shit.
We were given that moment earlier in the season when Madeline was having those visions.
Yeah,
there was a whirlwind of a guy saying, he's coming or something like that. Like, and I didn't even think about it until I watched like another video where everybody's pointing out the Easter eggs. And I was like, there are so many things in the show that they've placed in there to come back later. I'm like, you did your work with this show.
Absolutely. They need to hire that man back immediately. And my number one suspect for this show of who is coming is Bastion.
It's Bastion. He's in
because it works on every level. Bastion is a 90s X-Men villain. He's heavily tied to the Sentinels. It does not overlap with Cassandra Nova, who's going to probably show up in Deadpool. So we don't have any convoluted stuff going on there with the characters. So that is my vote.
And to let you know who Bastion is there was a character called Nimrod who melded with Master Mold, another major Sentinel, and they got knocked through the Siege Perilous. And the Siege Perilous was like some kind of artifact that if you go through it, it bring you back, but it will either wipe your memories or change you and stuff like that. But when it got knocked through, because Rogue knocked it through the Siege Perilous, and people thought she was dead as well. When that thing came back, the Siege Perilous gave it flesh, and that's how Bastion came to be. And he didn't even know who he was until a little bit later when he got his memories back and he realized who he was. Now, there is a scene where Magneto's walking into the Hellfire Gala and he looks up, and very split second, Bastion walks by and you see the top of his head. It was little stuff like that you didn't even notice. It was like they are doing their work on this show.
Speaking of work, I want to say that Sam, the fact that your X-Men knowledge is on point, and I appreciate you, sir.
Oh, we love the X-Men. I'm in a running with Cliff though. Cliff's X-Men knowledge is pretty deep as well.
I came fully prepared.
Cliff was watching me when I was just explaining Bastion.
Yeah. That's what I was looking at.
Where did Rogue emerge from the Siege Perilous?
In the Savage Lands.
That's right, where she had her little probable affair with Magneto.
Yeah, and that's where they got that outfit from. Gambit at the end, the ultimate hero, bro. He was saving everybody. He saved Rogue when he put he made the bike charge up and he knocked her out of the way of the thing. And I'm just like, go Gambit, go! But when he was running up to go against the Sentinel and that thing got him through the side. Yeah, and it got him through the side. I was like, oh no. But then he said the line and I was like, oh, you are a legend. You are a legend. Oh my goodness, it was so
Yeah,
great.
I gotta tell you, prior to his death, my favorite Gambit moment in the episode was rescuing the Morlocks, because Homegirl was like, Leech, the X-Men are no friends to Morlocks, and then boom, the freaking thing comes in, he blows up the Sentinel head, and he rescues them, and I'm like, oh.
I have a theory that Magneto is not dead. I think Leech took his powers, and that's
Everybody
why
thinks that.
why
Everybody
the
thinks
Sentinel
that.
says like neutralized or whatever,
Yeah.
something like that.
Because it makes perfect sense. Magneto doesn't appear as a mutant on the radar. It stops its blast. They're buried under the rubble.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was anybody got anything else to say about it? Whew.
No, but
Like
could
I said, I like
wanted
Nightcrawler in it.
I wanted to talk about another thing before we moved on. Another show, that's all.
All right, so that's X-Men 97. Leave in the comments what you guys thought about that. Wait, we got a couple.
I didn't mean to do it that way.
No, it's fine. That's fine. Boom. Okay, go ahead, Phil. You're good.
All right, so anybody watch Fallout yet? It came out
No,
this week.
It's on my to-do list.
Okay, because I watched. This was the other thing I watched Friday and Saturday. Besides Coachella, Coachella was this weekend too, and yeah, a lot of people I watched that all day yesterday. Sublime was great, No Doubt was great, ATs was great, Ray was great, Ice Spice. But Friday night I spent it watching Fallout. Friday and Saturday morning, it's 8 episodes. For a show based off of a video game like Fallout, it's actually like really good. There's like dark humor. There's even like a bit of horror. Yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it.
Where can people watch this? Watch Fallout.
So it helps if you've played the game and you have an idea of what you're going. You're getting a Fallout story. So you're not going to see any like the characters that you've seen before in the games, but you'll hear locations and things like that.
What? Well, I don't play a lot of video games anymore. So what is Fallout about?
What Fallout is about is pretty much like the nuclear war has happened like 200 years ago, and like select humans have lived in these vaults underground, and like these vaults, like they're all across America, and they're like opening up. People are getting out, and each game has like a different thing. Like Fallout 3 is like one of the great ones to start with. It takes place in Washington, D.C., so it's like the capital wasteland that you're going out into, and it's like the D.C. wasteland. So all like the D.C. landmarks are in the game. Like there'll be like the White House, and you'll have like different missions in the wasteland and stuff. But it's like a Skyrim game in the wasteland. It's also one of those games that you could play for like 12 hours. I think like 6 hours only went by.
Nice.
If you're like, yeah, you could play this.
Is Walton Goggins good in it?
Very good. Yes.
Okay. I always like him, so I was like, I saw that he was one of the main characters. I'm like, I'm just waiting to see him kind of jump.
I hear he's one of the best things in the show, and I hear what's his name from Twin Peaks is great in the show.
Colin McLaughlin is great. For Twin Peaks. I don't know if anybody remembers Michael. I think it's Michael Emerson from like Lost.
Yes.
Which one was he? Remind me.
What was he? He was the guy. He was like the leader. He did Person of Interest too. But he was
Ben. He was Ben.
Yes.
On Lost.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
Okay.
I couldn't think of his name.
Where can somebody watch this at?
Amazon.
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, Fallout is on Prime?
Yeah.
Fallout is on Amazon Prime.
If you go on Prime, it's splashed
Look at
everywhere.
this cast. They even dug Moses Marias out from the dead. This is amazing.
Yeah, Colin McLaughlin.
Johnny Pemberton. Who else we got? Oh my God, Sarita Chandri from Just Like That, the sequel to Sex and the City. She's there.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Oh, that's the guy who.
That's Walton Goggins.
Yep.
Well, I mean the character. Like, what is he? I'm curious.
He's a ghoul. So he's been changed by the radiation. He's also been alive for like the 200 years since the war started. Yeah. Wow. So he's been changed from like the radiation and stuff. And he's been like a bounty hunter since the war started.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy or anti-hero?
A bit anti-hero.
Okay.
Oh my God, who's Chet and why is Chet hot?
I tell you what I did watch this week.
I'm watching the air. I'm gonna be
Did you
watching
have
this
you-
all week.
Bluey.
Oh my goodness, Bluey.
Dude, you gotta watch Bluey. It's great, and the new ones are amazing.
Listen, no,
It's always amazing.
Bluey, you got to prepare yourself for Bluey. You think it's a kid's show? It is not.
There's
is not.
levels to it. Like if you
Yes.
can watch it as a kid and enjoy it, you can watch it as a parent and you see the humor in it. And
Yes.
then there's things that hit you right in the feels. That's a great show.
Man. Yeah, my son
Yo,
loves
that
that show.
episode about Bluey not seeing their summer camp friend again, and I'm like,
Yes.
this is about death. I was like, I don't care how this show is
Yeah.
trying to portray this. I was like, why are we planting a tree in memory of your friend? What is
Yeah.
it? It's like, oh, look, there's your buddy like 10 years later. And I'm like, okay.
My favorite episode, or one of them, is the one where they go to the yard sale with the old woman,
Mhm.
and they introduce the third granny,
Oh,
and she ends up selling the scooter for like $1,400 or whatever.
What's it
That
on?
one-
You just have to be careful with that show. It will hit you in the feels
Mhm.
more than once.
What streaming service is it on?
Disney Plus.
Disney
I
Plus.
think it's on the Disney Channel if you still have regular television or cable.
And they have
Uh-huh.
some episodes on YouTube because my son watches them on his tablet.
Right.
The
Have you
older
seen
stuff,
the
not the new
the cut scene from the one where they went to the carnival?
No.
So you know the one where they go to the carnival and they're trading everywhere and to get different things, and they meet the unicorn.
Uh-huh.
There's a scene. There's a scene that got cut out from the Disney Plus thing. Look it up. You can find it on YouTube. Where the horse, it's a horse with the thing. It poops, and the girls scream and run away. But they cut the poop scene out of the Disney Plus version.
These,
Don't worry, I'm gonna
these
look it up,
suits
and
are
I'm
pretty
gonna-
crazy. Are these like the
Yes.
mech suits that the people in the silos create, or is this something on the outside?
Oh, this is something on the outside. This is a power armor, and these guys, the guys
yeah.
that wear this, are the Brotherhood of Steel, which is in like another faction in the Wasteland.
Is it just a struggle for power? They each kind of have their own regions.
They each have their own like reasons, and there's also like a MacGuffin that they're after and stuff. So.
Okay.
Now you got me interested. Something me and Kamari can watch. We was looking for another show.
and the core plot is the same core plot from the video game.
Right.
A little bit of a core plot from the video game. There was like a few things that I was like, I know what that is happening here because I've played the video game a lot. So, because I did play
Right,
these
because,
games
like,
a lot.
It's just enough video game plot to bring you in if you've already played the games, but
Yeah.
not so overwhelming that if this is your first rodeo, like, you know, you're not sidetracked by it. But the characters are good. The and you know what, Phil, explains to me. The characters all seem just a little bit on the wooden side. Now, do you think that that's intentional based on the nature of the environment that they've all lived in? And so, like, that's kind of the tone the show is setting? Or do you think that that's like its own little surprise?
I think it is a little bit the tone that it is setting because there are things like, and I thought like the pacing too. Like the pacing for this show is very perfect that you could binge watch all 8 episodes almost in an evening.
How long? Is it an hour?
I think they're about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
So yeah, you could watch it. The pacing is done, so you could go through it in like an evening.
Wait,
It took me like 2 because I started.
Put that back up.
Apparently, I'll also be watching Taylor Swift.
I'm not watching.
Papa Wheelie says, finally the Taylor Swift era tour, Taylor's version on Disney Plus. 3.5 hours.
No chance.
I don't
I
think I
did
can
watch
do
the Elton
that.
John farewell tour concert though when that was on.
Shout out to Strange Dog Comics Store. Thank you for joining us.
Reach
All
your
right.
guy. I found the clip.
What's that?
I found the Bluey clip.
Oh, did you? It's amazing, right? And don't they make a joke about Germans right after it too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't turn it up because I don't want no copyrights.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else watch anything else before we move on?
What did I watched Bad Batch.
Oh, Bad Batch.
Oh, Bad Batch.
Oh my goodness. Was it me or did the animation get a lot crisper?
100%.
right? Like they're preparing us for the final episodes, and they're like, we're gonna crank out the
Right.
best animation that we can for this.
It's 16, right? It's going to.
I don't know.
I think
Possibly-
it is. 'Cause
possibly
that means there's 4
16.
left.
There's
Yeah,
4
because
left.
they're gonna end big, baby. End it
Well,
big.
let's see what predictions you guys think. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the end goal? Like, what is the Emperor and Mount Tantus? What is he? What are they doing? What's that end goal?
I'm not. It's got to be cloning, right?
Yeah,
It has to, because everything has been.
but
coming-
cloning what? Is it like the first Snoke, or is it like the first Palpatine body that goes wrong? Or
Yeah, I think it
It's
is.
probably that. It'll probably end up being the first Snoke because they'll try to clone Palpatine. It's like, oh, it didn't really work, did it?
Well, now, well, let me ask you this though: with 4 episodes left, does Omega live?
Yes.
That's a good
Not
one,
only do I
Big
think
Guy.
Omega will live, I
That's a
think we
good
will
one.
meet her in live action.
Where in live action though? Because that
In
means
one
she's
of
got
the
Star
to-
Wars
remaining-
episode
in one of
10.
the remaining shows.
But okay, so that means she had to have gone somewhere then, because she's not in the original trilogy.
Right, and there's no
Okay,
mention of
no
her.
one's in the original trilogy, and half these mofos are alive.
And
So
she's
that's
not.
what-
And she's not in the sequel trilogy.
and no
right.
mention of her. Not even just that she's in it. Like
Yeah.
no whisper of anything with her.
Or the Bad
It's a
Batch.
very big
I
multi-galaxy
100%
system.
believe the remaining clones of the Bad Batch are going to die. That I think is
I think so
no
too.
brainer.
Oh,
I think so too.
They're
know.
going to die
That's pretty sad.
defending something, and one at a time.
that seems
and
like
I
the
think-
Disney way
think-
now.
I think
Yeah.
not tech.
I think that's tech, though. I think that bounty
think
hunter.
so?
I think that's tech.
I think what's the sniper guy?
Because we never saw a body.
Cross.
We
Yeah.
I think
never saw a
Crosshair is
body.
going to be the last to go.
Probably.
I think he's
Probably.
going to be the one defending the other ones, and he's going to be the last one to get it.
Wow, such a great show.
I could be wrong, but you know,
The music in that show and the way they like, they
Yes.
don't care. We're gonna slow pace this, make you feel this, boom, boom, boom.
well, and the
it's-
music works with every scene that's in.
Yeah. And I was telling Kamara, does it look like better? Like, look at the
Yo, that
the animation,
episode-
like.
That episode where Omega turned herself in, I was
Yes.
like, oh my God.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
was so well done.
Omega has a plan. We know
She does.
Omega.
No, Omega
She's
has
got
a
a
plan,
plan.
but let's be honest. Let's be honest. You know damn well that plan is hanging on a thread because
Yeah.
Well-
she's just like,
She's probably
Do
basing
we-
it that they're gonna find her. She's putting hope that they're gonna find me, and this plan is gonna work out.
Do we think that Omega is going to be able to manifest her gifts, if you will?
right. I do wonder if she's like secretly a Jedi waiting to happen.
She is, because Asajj hinted at it. She just did, because remember, she's like, well, is she force sensitive? Is she a Jedi? And she goes, no. And Crosshair goes, you're lying. He could tell that
Well,
she
yeah.
was lying. Yeah. But she doesn't want Omega to know about that yet, for
Correct.
some reason.
What did you, and you said
Well,
you
because
said you
he
liked
wants
Asajj's
to-
new haircut.
Huh?
You like Ventress's new haircut.
I mean, she didn't have hair before, so, you know, it's
Fine.
what it is.
It was fine.
And
I knew who she was the first time before when she
Ventress-
came on screen.
Ventress is actually, from what we're hearing, she was brought back to life because she died in Dark Disciple, the novel. That's toward the end of the Clone Wars. And remember, at the end of the episode, she was like, one of my many lives, or I have
So
another
maybe
life.
she's the first clone.
I think she's gonna have a lot to do with Dave Filoni's, with Thrawn going to Dathomir and all that stuff. I think she'll probably show up later, and we're gonna see Ventress in live action. I think.
Wouldn't surprise me.
All right, that was great talk there, y'all. Let's get to some box office news.
Ooh.
Civil War is
Yo,
number
trash.
one.
Trash, Civil War, trash.
You didn't like it?
What? What?
Who liked it? Stevens,
going on?
are you trying to talk?
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Cliff, you saw it?
You saw it?
I saw enough of it to want out, to turn it off.
The reviews overall have not been good for the movie. There's just saying it's, they show you a lot of stuff in the trailer that's not really the movie. It's just following some reporters throughout the whole thing. But I don't even know if I want to watch the movie because it's like, at the time we're at in the United States right now, like to make a movie like this, first of all, the director's not even from the United States.
So it's complete fiction.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Okay.
and the way he like supposedly set things up, people are like, that would never happen.
So go into it as it's a fiction.
Yeah, I'll watch it eventually, but I was just like,
I went into it as a fiction, and I stepped away from it as bored AF.
Wow.
I'm shocked about that one.
All right, like let me, because we all right. One of the things, and it was kind of true when Cliff said it, especially about was propaganda movie. Is this like more of a propaganda movie than say the Has Fallen movies? Like,
I mean, here's the thing. I wherever you land on the political spectrum, both sides hate it. So
okay.
So if you know what I mean.
So it is like bad then. Like
It's just bad.
What I heard was it California and Texas where they team up.
I thought it was Florida and Texas.
Was it Florida?
No,
and Texas?
I think it's Florida and Texas, which makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense because geographically they're too far apart.
Facts.
So that's how you know somebody not from this country wrote this.
Well, no, they're not the only forces to team up. They're just the leading forces to team up. Right? But it still doesn't make no sense because in real life, those are the last two mofos to team up,
Yeah.
So we're supposed to believe that they've got like Texas and Cali, and they've got like a little network of states between them that work together, right? But like even still, it's so like I'm giving you more detail about it than the movie does.
This is what I've heard is what Cliff is saying. One positive note: this is A24's biggest opening weekend as a studio.
Okay,
that's a positive for them, I guess. But Godzilla vs. Kong staying strong in there at number 2, only dropping 50%. Ghostbusters coming in at number 3, staying strong. For a weak start, Ghostbusters is staying strong, only dropped 35%. Kung Fu Panda drops only 30%.
I keep hearing good things about Kung Fu Panda.
I do as well. Dune Part 2 still hanging in there. Only dropped 40%. Let's see where Dune is at. Dune is at 683 million.
Told you, man.
Good for you, Dune 2.
I'll give it 750, maybe 8 is what I'll give it. Maybe.
I mean, what's coming out that's going to challenge it as far as action movies go? Because there's no reason for them to take it out of theaters anytime soon.
Except it's coming out. Like it's coming out to like digital, right, and DVD and all that.
Yeah. I don't know of any big movies that are coming out.
I was gonna say I would have said Monkey Man is more of a like for like when you're talking about action movies, but it obviously it didn't do enough to knock Dune. Exactly. Dune made
Monkey
that
Man,
Friday by 7:00. It's first week.
I do want to see Monkey Man though, because
I heard it's good.
Just for what I've heard about Dev Patel doing like everything, writing, directing, producing, like acting, like I like to see projects like that. He went to people to try to make that movie and nobody wanted to make it, and he was just like, you know what, I'll make it myself.
Right.
And he did it, and that's awesome. The First Omen drops 54%. New one, The Long Game, comes in with 1 million. Shrek 2 re-release.
What's The Long Game?
The Long Game. In 1955, 5 young Mexican-American caddies, out of the love for the game, were determined to learn how to play. So they created their own golf course in the middle of the South Texas desert.
Yeah. Sorry.
Nope.
No.
See, I'm not dying to see that, but the fact that that's based on a true story does have me a little interested.
That's the only reason I would watch it. And that's one of those, like, I'm sitting home on a Saturday afternoon, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this. But I'm not going to look for it.
I thought
Right. I'm not going to look for it, but I'm not going to completely dismiss it.
If if I click on Prime or whatever it streams on, and it shows me, they always give you the whatever's new at the top. If I see that, I'm like, yeah, I might watch that.
Get some good background noise.
Right.
Bella Paul, you have a good week as well. Kenneth Bird's still here for us. Love you, B.
They're releasing a bunch
Perry
of movies.
Comics is in the house.
By the way.
Perry.
I did take Gabe to a birthday party at the mall yesterday, so we walked by the theater. They always have all the posters on the outside of the marquee. There's a bunch of movies that are getting re-released as their anniversary, whatever, this summer.
The Spider-Man movies are coming out.
Spider-Man, they're re-releasing The Mummy. Obviously, Shrek 2's out now. There's a bunch of movies.
Right.
Phantom Menace, probably Matrix.
Right, Phantom Menace, I forgot.
Yep.
I thought whatchamacallit, Fat Bastard had the same voice as Shrek.
Well, that's the guy.
It's the same guy, but it was the same voice, so he has the same exact
Oh, absolutely. Well, he did do Fat Bastard first, so I guess Donkey has the same voice as Fat Bastard.
No, Shrek has the same voice. Donkey was what?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That is
but
your
Shrek
box
doesn't have
office,
a vagina for a neck, so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your homework for this week was the final installment of Green Shirt Guy's choice for the trilogy, and that would be Goldmember, Austin Powers, 2002. I was like, oh, Jay Roach did all three of these movies, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
He did all three of them. This one is upon learning that his father has been kidnapped, Austin Powers must travel to 1975 and defeat the aptly named villain Goldmember, who is working with Dr. Evil. The beginning, hilarious.
This is 100% Moonraker, by the way.
With the like Tom Cruise, and it's almost like a Mission Impossible take too that is going on at that beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like this is the start of a James Bond spy film, before before the music comes on.
How about the chick in the fictional one?
The Gwyneth Paltrow?
Dixie Norman?
I died laughing one time.
I was crying. I haven't seen this one. I haven't seen any of these in probably 10 years. And this one, I was crying laughing a bunch of spots in this movie.
Oh, the Steven Spielberg was directing it.
Yeah.
He does a cartwheel out of the director's chair.
Yes.
For the dance.
You need mojo, baby. He does the classic little intro as always. I loved it when he was when they showed him dancing in the rain, and then they went to Quincy Jones and he pops off the screen and go in there. I'm like, that's dope. I like stuff like that. That was very, very and I didn't realize it. Yeah, it was Quincy Jones who was doing the score for the movie.
Well, he wrote the theme. That's Ben Hinn.
Yeah.
This had so many major stars in it. It's ridiculous.
It did. A lot of great.
And I could tell
more music heavy than any of the other two.
I could tell though, from the stars it had, that this is 2002.
Yes.
Yes.
Nobody's putting the Osbournes in a movie today.
100%. I completely forgot about them until they popped up on screen. I was like, oh yeah, I watched that.
But how about the Hard Knock Life number in the prison? It was great.
He did a couple numbers. What was the other number that he did?
What was the first one he did? I'm trying to think.
I forgot.
I can't remember now. Yeah.
I like the song that he did when Daddy wasn't there. Remember the song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Daddy wasn't there.
With his group.
That was great.
There were some scenes I had to turn my head on, Goldmember eating his own skin, or
isn't that here?
Or when Austin Powers was going through the sumo, trying to cat fat bats, and they were throwing their underwear into the hamper. Oh,
Scott stepped it up. I loved him in the beginning.
But
With Scott in the beginning, when he was just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all right, whatever, I'm supposed to do that. I'm like, all right, Scott, that's what's up.
I also love the
Flipping it
fact
out.
that he starts losing his hair in just a weird fashion.
yeah.
What
Oh,
else?
that scene. That was hilarious. When Austin Powers had the Britney Spears
Oh,
Yes!
the Britney
So-
Spears. Yeah, yeah.
Fembot, yeah.
yeah.
Mole, 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 mole.
Oh, was that Fred Savage?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Mole! Mole!
Oh, wait about Nathan Lane as far
Oh, yeah,
in the
yeah.
Yeah.
Studio 69.
Yes. Yes.
What
I
about
also
Beyonce?
the sight gags.
Gorgeous.
I think what this movie did well was they took they even tongue in cheek say it with the Ozzy scene. They took some jokes from the last movie and did them again, but almost did them better in many cases. Like the scene with the with the silhouette. I was crying, especially when he gives birth to Mini Me. I was crying laughing. That and the scene where he's standing behind the statue and peeing. I mean, come on. And then when he turns it back on and he's got the guy laying in it and the security guard's like, is he doing what I think he's doing?
But what about, remember when he's behind the sheet and Mini Me is on his...
Yes. How about before that, where he needs the urine sample and Mini Me's
Oh my goodness. It's safe to say this one made me laugh just as much as all the other ones.
Yes.
You know what I noticed?
It didn't make me laugh as much as 2. I think 2 is my favorite.
One thing I noticed, every single one of his villains has a physical injury on him that you can see. Or something wrong with their skin.
Yes.
In all 3 movies. You got Dr. Evil with the scar. You have Goldmember with his skin peeling. You have Fat Bastard with his weight.
And his pimples. He's got pimples all over him.
Oh, pimples all over him, yeah. Every one of his major villains has something wrong with their skin.
Yep.
Beyonce is Foxy Cleopatra. Like I mentioned, I think last week, I noticed, I don't know if it was because of change of time, but he wasn't as sexually advanced toward Beyonce as he was the other 2 leading women.
I was thinking about that because you mentioned it last week, and I wonder if, and I don't, you'd have to go back and find some articles maybe to find out. I wonder if he took a lot of backlash for being pretty overtly sexual in the first 2, so he tried to rein it back a little bit, and now of course people are gonna say, well, why didn't you go after the black chick? And I don't think that was the intention, but you know what I mean?
I agree. I also agree with Cliff. I laughed at the second one way more than I did this one.
I don't. Maybe it's because of the week I had. This one hit me right where I needed it, so I was laughing through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I guess it just wasn't like a very. It was a very predictable storyline, which I didn't mind. Well, I didn't mind. You know what I mean? Just as long as you make me laugh, it is what it is. But it was very predictable on the way it went.
Oh, what about the sight gags with Mr. Roboto and the translations at the bottom?
Yeah. Yeah, there was some good scenes. Old girl visit him and visit Dr. Evil in jail.
In jail.
How he got the key.
He brings Taco Bell.
Yeah.
The revelation that I like the flashback scenes of Austin and Dr. Evil back in like the Hogwarts like academy type thing. The kid who played Austin.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
That was perfect. Yeah.
To the T. I'm not sure. That's not the same kid playing Dr. Evil, right? That's a different kid playing.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think it was a different
Unless
kid.
it's twins.
It could be twins.
Yeah.
It could be. But that was, you got to know that Dr. Evil and Austin actually went to the same academy together, and Dr. Evil thought he was going to be the mystery man of the year, and it turns out that Austin was. And the subplot of this movie is that Austin Powers' dad never shows up to any of his things. And then you come to find out that Dr. Evil and Austin Powers are brothers.
Twin brothers.
Twin brothers, yeah. The way that car
I
blew
was
up-
waiting for Goldmember to be the third brother because with him playing everybody,
Right. Can I paint his Yoo-hoo gold?
I wasn't too hot on Goldmember though.
What makes me laugh about Goldmember,
Yeah.
like I said from the beginning, is a guy I used to work with, and I used to quote this, especially this one, because for whatever reason, and he was Dutch, so it was even funnier that because he would always do it too.
The whole
Isn't that Vier?
master plan? The whole master plan with preparation H had me laughing.
Yes. Especially when they show the little pill or whatever go into the thing.
Yeah.
I also love Goldmember's car. It's green, his gold car.
Yeah.
Austin Powers got the pimp mobile.
Yes.
Yeah, the time traveling pitmobile.
Yeah.
Well, and then when he shows up, he's dressed like a pimp too.
Right?
Yeah, that's right.
No. At the pimp cane.
So funny.
Mini Me turned sides. That's too hilarious when he
Yeah.
had the Austin outfit as well.
Yeah. This scene was funny when they were talking about the satellite and he gets hit twice.
Yeah.
Oh. Drop the meteor.
Yes.
What's good, Black Crowd Comics?
what's up?
I also love where he's talking about he's like, everybody, it's getting a little crowded in here. Everybody leave. Not you, not you, not you henchmen standing over by there turning knobs for no reason. Not you for trying to look busy. It's a little awkward.
I think there was a lot more of what's it called? Improv in this one.
Oh yeah.
It
There was a
felt
lot
like
more
it, yeah.
improv in this one. Yeah.
Oh, probably like, or even improv that they like snuck in. Like, all right, we're gonna keep this. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
how the fuck did
ending-
Cleopatra? She was always getting kicked in the face every time she showed up behind him. He would kick her in the face every time, like bam.
the ending with Goldmember being John Travolta.
Yeah.
that was-
Oh, that was wild.
Now
Asshole.
forget that Austin being Tom Cruise. I was like, what is going on
Well,
here?
and how about Kevin Spacey showing up on screen? And you're like,
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
that
Hey,
is- I was like,
Actually, that hit
I was
hit
just
even
like
better.
that.
That hit even better now. You
I
know,
was like, oh, Kevin Spacey.
I watched it, I
oh.
was like, oh yeah, I forgot that he was the
I love how
Listen,
everybody's reaction
if
once they
I-
see him, like, oh.
yeah, that was a
if I want to make an inappropriate comedy adventure movie now, you best believe I'm gonna be calling Kevin Spacey to play the villain.
hero.
I'll never leave anyone alone on set with him, but you best believe I'm gonna call
Your
It's
job
like,
is to follow Kevin
Cliff, I
Spacey
don't want to
everywhere.
challenge you as a director, but why are there 3 people on me at all times? I'm like, it's in your contract, baby. It's in your contract.
I appreciate the attention, but I can walk around by myself.
I'd be like, Kevin,
yeah.
do you really want me to answer that, Kevin? Do you really want me to answer that, Kevin? Come
Right.
on.
Can we talk about Danny DeVito being Mini Me?
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
that was great.
I think he stole the show. The surprise
Yeah.
appearances, he stole the show.
Yeah.
At the end, Mini Me talking with Britney Spears. He's like, yeah, it's like a kickstand.
Like a kickstand.
Can I give you my cell phone number? That's how, when she said that, I felt real old. Like, oh yeah. That's how we used to get women, ladies' numbers.
Oh man, you think about it, this movie is like 22 years old now.
Yeah, man. It's 22 years old.
Some of
It's
the
wild.
lingo was just like, oh.
Well, this is back in the era when not everybody had a cell phone. I think in the second one, doesn't somebody have a pager?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that took me back. I'm like, man, I had a pager.
No.
I was watching with RJ. He's like, what's that?
2002 definitely was the year where a cell phone became commonplace.
Correct. Yeah, but
they weren't the cell phones of today, though. They were the
it was the Motorola, though.
And you still had to pay. Remember that this was also been the era when if you called after 7, it was cheaper or free.
Yeah, your minutes. Yeah, you get a certain amount of minutes and all that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long
don't remind me about that.
Wow.
I remember when they used to charge for text messages.
I remember that.
Yes. Yes.
I had to sell my entire Age of Apocalypse set to pay for my cell phone bill.
Why would you do that?
I
had to, why did you do that?
It was 2002, man. He thought he could get it back later.
It was around 2002, 2003 when I had to do that. But I'm almost got the whole collection back now. So I know, Cliff. I know.
Wow. Listen, I understand, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
The only time I ever gave up any cherished collectibles was in 2011, and I'm not going to tell that story now. And it was because I was so down and so out.
Yeah. I was a young man. I needed my phone bill play. I think my phone bill was like $800.
Well, was that the days where Verizon just smacked you with a bill and you're like, what the hell is going on here?
How did you know it was Verizon?
Because they did it to me. See, Bezel, I signed up for it. I paid one thing. The next bill is like $300-$400, and I called. I was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "Well, there's all these fees," and I was like, "Oh hell no!"
It was Verizon. I still owe money now, but I'm with T-Mobile, so I'm good.
Verizon, boy.
You know what? I got Verizon now.
I switched.
I have it
now. T-Mobile.
It's a whole new world with Verizon these days.
100%. It's way better than Sprint.
I don't know.
Years.
Well,
Sprint was my 2002 cell phone. That's Sprint was
I never had any problems with Sprint.
I did. I'm not going to go through it and now. Remind me on Tuesday. I'll give you the full story.
I didn't. You know, it was coverage.
What's that? I'm trying to think. There's a movie, and I can't remember the comedian, but he says, long story short, fuck whoever it was. So that's my long story short. Fuck Sprint.
And I remember that scene with Goldmember when he put both his legs up above his head.
Yeah,
that was wild.
All right.
Like, a lot of the films just made me feel uncomfortable.
It's the nature of that movie.
But there's rumors of Mike Myers is now currently works on part 4.
Is going to be Seth Green being a new Dr. Evil?
I would guess.
Scotty got it right.
Yeah, I would guess that's what's going to happen. But remember, this is 22 years later.
Yeah,
22 years, and we know it doesn't usually go well when they try to go back to the well.
Not to mention, he's old, man. He's old.
Yeah, he does look old.
They would have to do like Old Man Austin or something like that.
Yeah.
No, but I think he could still be funny, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I think he could still be funny, and like 22 years later, I almost want to say like 22 years later, like the state of humor has changed a bit, so he could do like almost like have like a new thing of Austin Powers, and it would be where that whole thing about Ozzy Osbourne, where it's the same jokes over. He wouldn't need that because he could have like new jokes.
Well, did you watch the Pentaveret on Netflix?
I did not.
No. It's fully Mike Myers, and he plays multiple characters, and it's funny.
And it's that's all from whatchamacallit. I Married an Axe Murderer.
It's yes, which is that's one of my favorite movies.
I
absolutely
love So I Married an Axe Murderer, and when I saw it, I went to one of those early releases or sneak preview weekend or whatever. And it actually had a slightly different ending than when I went and saw it again with my friend.
Really?
Yes. and it's crazy. And I was like, Matt, I was like, this was not the ending the first time we saw this, right? Like, I was like, and he's like, no, he's like, it's definitely different. I'm like, this is crazy. It wasn't a drastic change, but it was a notable change.
All right.
And there was
Let's
more
give
stuff
our
with his best friend and his mom.
Let's give our numbers. We'll start off with Papa Wheeler, who says he's got to book it. He gives it a 9 out of 10. Beyonce wasn't bad. Mike cameos are amazing and Jokers are bangers. Go out with you, green shirt guy.
I agree. I gotta. This one hit me right where I needed it, and I was laughing pretty much from start to. So this and laughing harder at some of the sight gags, and I laughed in the last one. So I got to give it a 9.
All right. See Bizzle.
I give it a 8. Just as good as the first one, but not as good as the second one.
Okay. Phil?
Like a 7.5. It was still good, and it was still funny, and I still enjoyed it. I don't know, it's not like my favorite comedy in the world and stuff, but 7.5. I don't think it quite made that 8 for me though.
All right.
But
Cliff?
it's still funny and still great. Mike Myers.
Well, it's certainly no Madam Web.
But that's like a 4. Like
4. Madam Web is a 3. No, maybe it's a 4. Maybe it's a 4.
Madam Web gets its own scale.
We need a Sony Spider-Verse scale just for those movies because they're so bad. This movie's an 8. This movie's an 8 for me, that's for sure.
Okay. I will also give this movie an 8. Some good, fun, wholesome stuff of Austin Powers, and I actually do look forward to a sequel because I would like to see an old man Austin get back into the game. I think that would be hilarious with his dirty jokes. It's like an old man. I think that would be
Old man jokes would be even funnier.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that would be incredible.
I'm over here like it's too much of a good thing. We should just let it go. Let it go.
There's a lot of people, though, besides him that he could still use. Like Michael Caine is still around. Seth Green is still around.
Yeah. I mean, Beyonce, if she were to return,
would be cool.
Yeah.
Well, so
she really hasn't aged in 22 years.
That would be hilarious that she looks the same. That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Bring back all the ladies that was in all Austin Power movie.
Maybe he has.
You could see that, like have him do like all the singles lady dance. Yeah.
Well, would actually be almost funny too. I mean, we've talked about a bunch of types of storylines. But if you find out that he's actually fathered kids with people all over the place.
Oh my goodness, that would be hilarious. Because remember, he didn't use condoms. Remember?
Right.
I'm not a sailor, man. All right, so that's Goldmember.
They should, the dirty beggars. They go from port to port.
That's Goldmember. Thank you, Green Shirt Guy, for putting us through a nice little laugh. Next up, Clifford. What will be our next trilogy, Cliff? The floor is yours.
I thought about this a lot because I wanted to make sure we were covering something interesting, but also I wanted to make all of you suffer as much as I have. So for my trilogy, I've chosen Unbreakable.
I don't hate those.
Unbreakable,
very nice.
Unbreakable is available on Max, and Split and Glass are available on Netflix. So everyone has a chance to stream them.
Yes. So it goes Unbreakable, it goes Split, and then it goes Glass.
I think Glass is the best one.
Oh, I thought Split was
Split's great. Split is great. But
you know what? And it wasn't until the ending of Split that I was like kind of annoyed.
Side note, I have not ever watched Split or Glass.
Really?
You're good.
First one.
This is going to be great.
What's wild is when you watch Glass, I don't think it was even announced. Like Split had been talked about. And then Glass came out not even a year later. Like, oh, he made that one too.
Well, remember with Split, you didn't know until the end of the movie.
Oh, that too.
That it was part of the Unbreakable
universe. With Split, I think it was a secret that Shyamalan was involved, right?
I think so.
Don't
No, I don't think it
know.
wasn't the
Did he?
secret, but the secret was that ending where like you got
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you got the special ending, and then you saw M. Night Shyamalan's name in the credits, and you're like, what?
Yes.
Dude was like waiting in the wings, being like, I am not letting The Last Airbender be my legacy. I'm like, I cannot let this happen.
So great choice there, Cliff. I'm very, very, very proud of you for doing that because that was a great choice, and I cannot wait for that. Couple new things, announcements before we get out of here. Remember to tune in tomorrow night for new keys and hot comics of the week. Why? Because this so far is our prize. It's valued at over $300. I put a little thing together so we don't have to show the books anymore, like put them up to the screen and stuff like that. So tons of stuff. $300 prize, and we're even thinking of having a runner-up prize as well. So you need to tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m., 5 p.m.
There is
Pacific.
no runner-up prize this month. No, this is it.
You're the one that wanted to do the runner-up.
For next month.
Sorry. Okay.
I'll
No
draw
runner-up
something
this
for the
week, this
runner-up.
month.
Yo,
Get that out of your
April
head.
is capped out, everybody. April is capped out.
Just want to point out that Cliff doesn't want to give out a runner-up prize.
I don't care.
He's the
I'll
only
be the
one.
villain. I'll be the
That's
villain.
what you're saying. Yes.
There will be no runner-up prizes.
So
What are you, you think I'm some kind of Targaryen waving your hand around like
that?
Yeah,
I'm a
absolutely.
Targaryen. Mind
Absolutely.
tricks don't work. Only money. And our other announcement is that we are going to be doing New Comic Book Day live for a little while. It's Wednesday night, 8 p.m. It's going to be something new and different. I'm going to still try. You're going to have to watch to see because we're still going to do some filming on Tuesdays that'll transfer over to Wednesdays. Watch the video on our channel that'll explain why we're doing this. But need to tune in. New Comic Book Day live. We're continuing the numbers. It's going to be episode number 94, but it'll be Wednesday at 8 p.m. A couple of pluses is that, New Comic Book Day is only like a 20, 30-minute video. We're going to do it for an hour. So we'll get a little bit more in-depth on certain things, and it'll allow us to free up and do other stuff. We're not going to stop doing the other way, but for a little break to recharge the batteries and all that, we're going to do that. See, Bizzle, are you going to be joining us for New Comic Book Day?
I will. I won't have any new comics, but I will be there.
All right. Excellent. So make sure you tune in New Comic Book Day live Wednesday at 8 p.m. Let's get to these comments and then we get out of here.
Comics because you're still paying off your old Verizon bill.
Meatwad number 1 came in. Thank you for joining us today. Phil's Treehouse came in. Thank you for joining us today. S-Bond82 came in. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today. Papa Willie was with us today. Thank you for being with us. Christina Payne was in the house. Thank you for joining us. DBS and Chill was in the house. Thank you for joining us. Trev, the shipping guru, was in the house. Thank you for joining us. To the J. Margolis joined us tonight. Thank you very much. Kenneth Bird was in the house. Thank you for joining us. The Bella Paul joined us tonight. Thank you very much. Evils Comics was in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Strange Dog Comic Stuff was in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Perry Comics was in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. Comic Cap Collectibles was in the house. Thank you for joining us tonight. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Remember, if you have not liked and subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. We truly appreciate it. Remember to tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific, for New Keys and Hot Comics of the Week, where we go over all the new books, all the hot keys that are coming out. We have our end of the month. You get a chance to win our end of the month prize. Remember, 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow night. So, for myself, for Cliff, for Phil, for Green Shirt Guy, for C Bizzle, and for Papa Willie, we love you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes?